the conversation about parents coaching their athletes until they get to high school or on to college or in college, and even coaching them in the NBA, NFL, whatever sport it is that they play, has become somewhat taboo where folks, kind of they kind of tilt the scale a little bit as far as, is it the right thing to do? When is the right time to let go? And sometimes you got to have that person in your corner that's going to navigate you through the rough waters to get you to that point that they feel that you could achieve and get to succeed at the sport that you love to play. You see, I threw up the air quotes with love, right? Because a lot of these athletes out here nowadays, they're just playing the sport just to play. It's not a real love. It's not an affinity where it's something that, it's in them, where they live, breathe, eat, sleep. Think about it. I mean, just got to caress that thing like, hey, I got to do this. You feel me? But sometimes you have to take a step back to reevaluate exactly what's going on in the direction that you're looking to go. And having the right people in your corner to get you to that place, man, it's oh so much more sweeter when you finally get your name called. Or better yet, you make that team that's going to have your jersey, that's going to be sold to the masses for all your fans to go out there and pick up. Yeah, I got a couple of parents I got to talk about because it's not too often you hear about these stories. But guys, y'all make sure y'all tune in, tap in, tell a friend and come on in. It's your favorite coach, Coach Walker, back at it again with another episode of Blow the Whistle with your favorite coach, Coach Walker, on the Tomorrow Leader Sports Network platform. Like I stated before, hey, we did some great numbers on the last show that we did. Hey, guys, I appreciate you all for tapping in with your favorite coach. I guess I touched on a topic that you guys really love to hear something about. So y'all let me know down in the comments if it's something more that you want me to give you on the Blow the Whistle platform that, we can go ahead and, tap into a couple more things so we can go ahead and expand this thing a little bit. You feel me? But guys, we're going to talk about a couple of athletes that are professional as well as collegiate that were able to do some phenomenal things out there in their respective sports, and how their siblings, not their kids, let me say their kids, not siblings, their kids are now getting ready to do some phenomenal things. Boy, with this sport, it's going to be something crazy. But guys, y'all, are you ready? Make sure you got your drinks, your pillows, your blankets, whatever it is you need to get comfortable. If you need to get that ooh-wee and get yourself real relaxed. You feel what I'm saying? I'm sure you probably watch me on your phone, your tablet, your big screen TV, or even on your laptop. I mean, it's all good. Hey, I just want to make sure that y'all comfortable, ready to get on in this thing, because we're going to tap on in right about now. But guys, you know what? I was sitting back, I was watching the NBA draft. And I was doing a little bit of a compare and contrast to some things that I saw in the NBA draft compared to the NFL to just try to get, see how they can get them juices flowing, where they can get more people engaged as far as what's going on. And, there's a lot of storylines that go on within the draft, within the draft itself. We've had the NFL draft and now we got the NBA draft. And there's a lot of things that's not talked about, or better yet, it's not talked about enough, so people can really get an understanding of, dang, I didn't know that person went on that journey, for them to get to where they are right now. I mean, we always think that, these athletes, they come from these different universities or college programs, whatever, not college programs, high school programs, wherever it is that they come from, they everything was just so rosy, beautiful, sweet, and pretty. And oftentimes it's not. A lot of these athletes, they go through some trying times, and guess what? You have to have those people that are in your corner to continue to keep pushing your behind forward to get past the finish line. And, we talk about Coach Prime all the time as far as with Shedeur Shiloh, how he was able to, make sure he was there to push them forward to get to the final destination, which is getting to the NFL. Yeah, things didn't fall in the manner in which he expected them to fall. But guess what? They're on teams. You got Shiloh Sanders over there with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You got Shedeur Sanders over there with the Cleveland Browns. I mean, he's turning heads over the Cleveland Browns, and Shiloh is kicking tail down there in Tampa, getting ready for a camp with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we're going to see exactly how everything plays out once camp starts. But the thing is, we don't talk about how, the road that they went, the road that they traveled for them to get to where they are now. Yeah, we saw a lot of them as far as, overtime and bar stools and then through well-off media where, they gave us a glimpse of, them preparing, getting, training and things of that nature for them to get ready before the season, or showing us, them out there playing on the field during the season to get an understanding of some of the background things that take place that a lot of us really don't know anything about. But I got to be real with you. looking at these two parents, Coach Prime is one of them. When you think about how a parent has to infuse that competitive spirit in that child, in that offspring of theirs, where they trying to get them out there to compete, at a high level continuously, week in, week out, day in and day out. As the phrase go now, stacking them days. You got to keep stacking them days in order for you to get to where you're trying to go. Like Coach Barry over at South Carolina State, he's always talked about stacking days. You stack, you keep stacking day, you get a week. Keep stacking, you got a month. And you continue on, you just continue on with that. And then once the season starts, then you go ahead and continue to keep stacking them days up to where you get to the end goal, which last season for them was South Carolina State was able to play in the Celebration Bowl. Even though they came up short, they were still able to get there with the head football coach in his first year over South Carolina State. Now, I use that example to say this. Coach Prime has been helping his kids stack up. Shador Shiloh stacked them days up since they was kids, coaching them with his true football league, moving on to coaching them in middle school, coaching them in high school, and then coaching them in college. Now they've moved on to go to the NFL, and he's been the proud dad sitting back watching how all of the work and hard effort that he put in to make sure that they were prepared and ready, how now that's going to turn into something for them to become professionals. But you know what? It's one parent in particular that they haven't really spoken about. And you cannot go without giving this woman a round of applause. I'm talking about none other than Maria Harper. Maria Harper is the former wife of Ron Harper, Sr., who played for the LA Clippers, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Chicago Bulls. He won championships with the Bulls as well as the LA Lakers. But, oftentimes we always hear about the dads being the one that's out there leading the march, leading the charge for their athletes to get to wherever it is that they're trying to go, be it they trying to play professional ball or they're trying to, get them wherever it is that they're trying to go semi-pro. I mean, a lot of parents ain't really trying to get them to go semi-pro, and I'm not slighting that, so don't get mad when I say that. But what I'm saying is that they're looking to get their athlete to the upper echelon, to that pinnacle of where everybody's going to see them in the bright lights. That's always been the ultimate goal for each and every last player, with a professional parent or not. But the woman behind Dylan Harper, who just got drafted by the San Antonio Spurs, is none other than his mom. And, we always hear about the stories about, how moms, the moms give the feel good stories for everybody to, just clamor to what's going on with that athlete. But the funny thing is, his mom has been coaching for over 30 years. Yeah, she's been coaching basketball for over 30 years. When Dylan say his mom is his everything, he means that. He means that. And what I mean by that is that listening to this young man talk about his mom and seeing her there the night of the draft, to understand that, man, this woman here has been on a journey that none of us could ever imagine what they went through as far as, just getting to this place. Because sometimes it ain't always easy. You get what I'm saying? When she stated, and if I'm incorrect, somebody please correct me on this. If I'm not mistaken, she was talking about how, in one of her interviews, talking about how she started him out with handling the ball. I'm sitting like, wait a minute, handling the ball. And that's kind of odd, because a lot of parents, the first thing they do when they get the child out there on the court, they try to teach them how to shoot. But see, the one thing is, she taught this young man the fundamentals. She taught him how to have fun with the fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn how to dribble the ball first before you want to shoot. I mean, you go out there and be a clutch trying to handle the ball coming up the court. Then what? I mean, being able to shoot out there on the court, that's the easy part. Handling the ball, when you got pressure that's on you, you got to be able to do something with that thing. And in this instance, she was able to teach him how to do that. Now, I say all of that to say this. I know a lot of folks like, man, who is Maria Harper? Well, let me tell you something. His mom started playing basketball. And see, I kind of, it warmed my heart what I'm going to tell you right now, because a lot of the programs that many of us had as kids, those programs are no longer around, which is, the after school programs where you're able to get out there and play basketball. They teach you how to play basketball out there on the court. And that was something that she fell in love with in the 5th grade. It took an after school program for her. She said, I think I might want to do this. And then in return, she became her. She became her. She got a scholarship to the University of New Orleans, in which she got out there and dominated. I mean, they said she was one hell of a defender out there on that court. And I mean, she put in work, letting everybody know, hey, listen, don't play with us over here. We got this thing under control. And looking at how Dylan is playing ball right now, over at Rutgers, now he's moving on to the San Antonio Spurs. That's going to be a phenomenal thing that they just added to what is already there. Wemby, I'm just going to say Wemby because I don't want to kill a young man's name. And the young man that just won the NBA Rookie of the Year for the San Antonio Spurs. Got to give it up to him with the young talent that they add to that team. But when I look at what's going on here with Dylan Harper, you know, everything, you know, from his rise as far as with playing at, Don Brosco, to now going over to Rutgers and then now going to the NBA, you got to give it up to him. And the crazy thing about it is this, like I said before, Miss Harper has been coaching for over 30 years. So that lets you know she knows a little bit about something out there when it comes to dribbling that ball up and down the daggone court. But in actuality, you know, I got to tip my hat to her, because sometimes when you got to travel that road, that road ain't often always the best road to go down. But you know what? You have to have the strength and the wherewithal to have that sight, you know, where you see the end goal in view for you to get there with your children. And with her having three, where you got Ron Harper Jr. playing for the Detroit Pistons, and then you have the baby girl, the sister, that, you know, I'm still trying to find out what she got going on with herself. She might be out there playing basketball. There's no telling. But Dylan Harper and Ron Harper Jr. Dylan Harper's with the San Antonio Spurs now. Ron Harper Jr. is with the Detroit Pistons. This is going to be a great thing to see these two young men get out here and make something happen. Honest and truly, what I would love to see, and it's just because Brunson's dad was over at the New York Knicks. I would love to see her coach either a WNBA team or get on a professional staff, because I believe that she has a lot to offer from a defensive standpoint. And not only that, but with the ball handling skills as well. Dylan Harper is able to get to multiple places out there on the court and make shots for himself. This young man is going to be a phenomenal slasher, as well as a great off the ball guard, as well as a guard that's going to be able to make plays for his teammates out there on the court. Again, what Miss Harper has been able to do, these are stories that we don't really hear much about. And I just wanted to give her flowers and say congratulations to you for being able to lead your sons to the ultimate prize of getting them to the destination that they saw for themselves, which is to become professional basketball players in the NBA. So shout out to Coach Prime for getting both of his sons, Shiloh and Shedeur Sanders, over to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well as the Cleveland Browns. And, you know, to Coach Prime, I got to say, looking at him, you know, a couple of pictures that's been out there as far as with him being tired or whatever have you, hey, Coach Prime deserves to get that rest right now, especially with the long miles that he's driven to get up and down that road with these athletes to get them to where they are right now. So give Coach Prime a little grace, a little time for him to get himself recharged. I'm sure he's going to be back in Boulder making this thing happen. But I will say this, though, if it may become a little too much for him from, you know, as far as his health standpoint, I would highly advise. I would say consider Coach Prime taking over the GM spot over there with the Colorado Buffaloes as far as getting these athletes into the program and building that program up in the manner which they need to, because guess what? He has the mouthpiece to do it. And that's something that you need to have within your program. Someone is going to be able to sit down and talk with them parents to get them into the program so that you can continue to keep building your programs up in the manner which you're looking to become champions or be a successful program. But guys, congratulations again to Miss Maria Harper and Coach Prime for the phenomenal job that you've been able to do with your athletes, your athletes. Those are your athletes. Congratulations to you, because, again, people don't understand. It's got to be in you. It's got to be in you to want it this bad. A lot of athletes see it, but they're not willing to take that next step to get there and make it happen. And you guys were able to do it with your kids this past season. Hey, I ain't taking nothing away from none of the other parents that was able to do it, but I saw this with these two parents right here, and I just want to give them their flowers. But guys, Coach gonna go ahead and get up on out this thing. Oh, and don't forget, hey, this is another episode of Blow the Whistle with your favorite coach, Coach Walker. Make sure you tune in, tap in, tell a friend and a friend. Like, share, subscribe. It's on the Tomorrow League Sports Network platform. And always be the one and lead.